Good morning and welcome to the Daily Weather Operations Brief. This morning in the local Wallops area, we are seeing mostly overcast skies with some lingering low-level clouds and light winds out of the northwest, along with our temperatures currently sitting in the upper 20s. As we move through the day today, we'll see those temperatures climb ever so slightly to around the 30-degree mark, and for those winds, we'll also see those on the rise, and generally we do anticipate them reaching wind advisory criteria, especially as we work through the daytime hours today into the evening hours of tonight. Now, heading over to this morning's surface analysis chart, here we can see that we do have an area of low pressure off to the northeast that brought us that winter weather over the weekend, and it has since continued to push offshore and at the very least, away from our local area. It has left behind a trailing cold front that currently sits just offshore, but not anticipating any major impacts at this time, as most of that associated precipitation has stayed away from the shoreline and continues to follow the general movement of that front out to sea. Now, out west, we do see a high-pressure region that is building into the southern plains and the deep south, and that is going to promote some of those clearing skies today over the next 24 hours, along with cooling temperatures, which are set to last throughout the week ahead, unfortunately. And as for our current weather conditions, we do have a scattered layer at 700 feet and a broken layer at 3,500 feet. Winds are out of the northwest at about 7 knots, and our temperature currently sits at 28 degrees with a relative humidity of 92%. Now, taking a look at this morning's satellite imagery, we can pretty clearly see there where that cold front currently sits and at its general movement as it continues to push offshore. On the backside, we do see some cloud cover, low-level cloud cover, and that is generating some light flurries and potentially even some light freezing rain in areas to our north, closer to Salisbury. But at this time, it does look to steer clear of our area. However, there is a chance that pushes far enough south that we do see some light precipitation. But that will be the most of what we can anticipate for today. And here is the morning radar, in which we can see pretty clearly that light band of precip up to the north. There is a chance, again, that it reaches our area, but as it currently lies, it is well north of the area. And taking a look at a model run for today, this is the HER, a high-resolution model on a 24-hour loop, and we can see briefly that light precip off to our north. It is modeled as freezing rain, but as of right now, it does appear that is mixed in with some flurries. So depending on the temperature as to when it gets down here, we might see one of the two. However, in general for today, we do look to remain dry with all that precip, as mentioned earlier, staying well offshore, and any snow off to the north, well north, looking to be associated with lake effect snow. So of no concern here. And for the 24-hour forecast ahead, we are seeing mostly cloudy, if not overcast skies early this morning, and anticipating some increasing winds throughout much of the day. And as we move into the evening, likely seeing that wind advisory come into effect. For clouds today, generally decreasing, and into tomorrow when we'll see clear skies. And similarly with our temperatures, a slight increase early, and then we will see a decreasing trend well into the morning, of which they will drop into the teens for the overnight lows. And generally speaking, overall today, the main feature of the day, if you will be those elevated winds with no major chances of seeing any adverse precipitation. For the short-term risk chart, Looking at Tuesday, we can anticipate mostly sunny conditions and it being breezy with a high of 32. Likely seeing a wind advisory Tuesday. Tuesday night, partly cloudy and slightly breezy with a low of 18. Those winds should be on the gradual decline as we move through the night. And then for Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy and a high of 28, with those winds having since diminished and not really seeing any chance for wind advisory on Wednesday. That is going to conclude the daily weather operations brief. We'll be back at 10 o'clock with the 7-day outlook. Hope everyone has a great morning.